Is that okay?
And I'll
Where's
second.
Gussie? You're the one who's
I'll
always...
second that.
No, you're the one who was always accusing me of stopping things too quickly.
But now she's on your side, Jan.
Yes,
Yeah,
well, it
these are what I'm
depends
saying.
upon whose ox is getting caught.
Well,
All right. Are we back in order, Mr. Chairman?
I'd like to call the meeting back to order. It's been a very long meeting. It's been a rather arduous meeting. It is 5:20 according to that clock, which is correct for once. We only have one more agenda item, I think, and that is, once again, to go back to the regulations for nutrient-sensitive areas. We have draft 5 of that document, which became known as the Citizens Guide to the Proposed Regulations. There's a few typos and spellers and minor stuff in it, but I thought it was very good, but I'd like to hear from the rest of you.
Cut it, print it, Dano.
Seconded.
I'm happy.
Gladly take the typos and correct
I'll
it.
tell you, under the therefore one, the third thing down, the second bullet, it's got to be in the plural, apply to new construction, not applies. That's the only real issue. And there's a silly
What
thing.
page are you on?
At
What
the
section?
very beginning. Minor stuff.
No,
Apply, not
Oh,
apply.
oh, it's the citizens thing.
And here there's a minor thing under study. That's-
Oh, I thought,
I'll take those, Jan,
This
and
says
make those
draft,
corrections.
Yeah, there's minor corrections, do that. Okay, on the draft of the regulations themselves,
I don't have that.
That's all right. It's done. We did it.
no,
We
it's
passed it.
beautifully done. It's
Oh, it
fine.
just was passed
Oh,
out?
there it is.
Oh, you had it
Where
right
is it?
there, Sue.
I do?
It's in front of that.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Okay,
no
this,
wonder,
all
no
right.
wonder you couldn't find a place if you didn't have the document.
No, no.
The nutrient-sensitive regulations themselves, there's pages 4, 5, 7, and 8 have got changes. Bob has again prepared them very prettily, color-coded so we can see what's new.
Yeah.
I personally think that they well reflect the discussion we had 2 weeks ago and had no issues. I wonder if anybody would like to comment on any of it. Sims, I'm going to go through the board. Sims.
Aside from this,
That's the question.
Yeah, those are
That's
Bob's
next.
questions.
Yeah, that's the last thing.
That's a long discussion on that.
Yes, it's a long discussion.
outside of that, I have nothing.
Okay. Kelsey? Oh, I'm sorry, Susan.
No?
Kelsey?
I think all the corrections are appropriate, and we should put them as part of our draft number 72.
It is a draft. Robin?
I agree with Gussie.
Bob, anything you need to tell us?
Well, if Gussie's off drafts by 100, it's draft 172. I did put in a definition of new construction.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Modified the state definition to include the,
Which page?
page 4.
There's a typo in that one too, Bob. Pass this up to Bob, would you? It's just a
This would be
typo.
Ann.
You don't have this one. You don't.
I don't, that's what I say, I don't have it.
I do.
Okay, well, that's what
been a
what I
long
had
day.
before,
It's been a long day.
yeah.
As long as the board is happy with that, I added in
Yes,
the
right.
words existing structure through an addition, renovation, modification, or change of use to the Title V definition. I took out the words non-conforming system or to any other system above the existing approved capacity, because the existing approved capacity becomes a conflict for the regulations. This, in my next thing, I have that, so the board is pleased with that. I can just finalize the document, and
I sent you back a thing with a correction. Okay, just typo. Okay. All right, anything else on that? We've seen it so often that
Yeah.
Sims, you had some of the issues came from issues that you had raised, I think. You happy with it?
I'm happy with the changes as they're represented in the December 6th draft. I recognize that there's some other questions on a separate sheet that Bob has raised, but I'm not sure they're for today.
You mean
I think
this?
we really are.
The questions, comments, this one?
This is very important, and
yeah, I can wait.
There
I'm not-
are a couple
Yeah.
of things in there that must be addressed.
Yep.
But I think that's,
I think we're too tired, really, and I think it's been too long a
Yeah.
day to get into
I
some of these
have too
issues.
severe a headache really to deal with it today. But it's, I think we can hammer most of those out pretty quickly,
Okay.
but it's not gonna be 5 minutes.
Bob, I think therefore your questions, comments, which we ask you to, what we asked is for you to list some of the questions that you received and comments that you had heard, and you've done that in a very nice fashion, and actually referred it back to the section of the document to
We
which
can include that in the
they
next
stem.
meeting. I don't think that
I
that
think we
has an
should.
impact on public hearings or anything else.
Right,
The one question I had on the public hearings, if I could, Jan,
yeah,
No, what is that?
the date that the Board of Health picked,
it's fine with Sims.
it's fine with Sims, okay, it's not a conflict with the public hearing of the planning board?
Yeah, I don't know.
Once again, I repeat, we have scheduled, and it's still tentative, but I think it's, I thought it was gonna happen,
January
that
8th.
we'll have public hearings both in the afternoon and again in the evening
On the 7th,
January the 7th.
on January the
8th.
7th.
Is it the 7th? Why did I write the
I
8th?
think the board said the 8th.
Ah, I thought it was the 7th.
No.
It's
The
Tuesday.
8th,
It is then the 8th.
yes.
The public hearing,
See?
2 and 7.
I had it written right down there.
So did I.
And
That's
that
last
is the
I believe,
second
George,
Tuesday of the month.
That's
Yes.
correct,
I would have a conflict with planning board.
planning board.
So you
Well,
did.
come to the afternoon, you can come to the matinee.
Well, no, let's hold it. Why not do it on the Monday? What's wrong with the Monday? What's wrong with the 7th?
The 7th's okay with me.
It's okay with
You
7th.
probably have it all booked.
You do?
I don't
No.
have a book, I have to advertise this several weeks in advance because it can't be interpreted as a Title V reg. I have time, I can change it to the 7th.
It just seems to me that, I don't know why, maybe mistakenly I put it down for the 7th, maybe I
I don't really
was
care.
prescient.
There usually isn't much going on Monday night, is there?
I
No.
don't believe so.
Oh,
We're getting-
let's change
getting
it
a
to the
road.
7th.
All right, change it to the 7th.
7th?
Well, I'm glad my stupidity was of value to everybody.
You
Is
do.
there anything else we need to discuss today, friends, as the clock ticks on?
I still have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
With regard to today's meeting with 193 Skakit Beach Road, where the state approved a variance, or where we approved a variance, the state asked for a modification that lessened or eliminated a variance. I have a second one. I have always brought those to the Board of Health because it's changing the project. If it is eliminating a variance, does the board want to see it, or do you want me to review it with the board, or do you want, today you didn't ask for it to be a variance hearing. This is another one where there was a depth of groundwater, and the engineer has installed the pump and is lifting it up above groundwater, so it's eliminating the need for one of the variances.
I think if it's lessening the variance or eliminating it, it can be an in-house procedure.
I agree.
Maybe you should tell us about it.
Yeah, that's a
Wait in your report, so we've heard about it, and the record will show that we've heard
Okay,
about it.
I'll
Without
outline
us
it at
having
the
to
next
thrash it
meeting.
out and drag in Stephanie and so on.
I'll outline it at the next
I-
meeting.
I mean, I guess, I know that there was a sensitivity on this project relative to the scope of the
Yes.
work on the site.
Well, that
And I
was true,
think
too.
we should leave it to Bob's discretion.
You're talking about 193 Skakit?
Yes,
Yeah.
because there's a question of how much of the area is going to be disturbed, and I believe that was a Conservation Commission concern.
Yes.
And
Well, but that
if-
wasn't the
if-
main one.
If hypothetically there were a project where, yes, it reduces or eliminates one of the variances, but the scope changes to a significant degree because of a change in technology, I think it's at least worth a notification to this board.
Yeah, I'll review it with the board at the next meeting. I think the board will find that it is within the scope of their variance, and a hearing is not necessary. I like to do that so that we have the record clear, because 3 years from now, I'm not going to remember, and I'm going to think that the board had a variance on it, so. Good.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
So moved.
I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Friends, it's been a kind of good
5:30, and we are adjourned. Thank you, Sarah.
meeting.